And hello there, all you stay tuners.
Hey, listen, it might be Eagles. I hate the Eagles. Don't get me wrong here.
First quarter, keep it even. Second quarter, start running the fucking ball. Third quarter, take a power nap. Fourth quarter, oh shit, there's the rest of the game. Let's go.
Fuck it, I'm a diabetic. I will root for the team that will literally give me diabetes and death. Rooting for a team from Hershey is like a Catholic rooting for Satan. It doesn't make any sense.
This is Stay Tuned Sports, and it starts in 3, 2, 1.
And hello there, all you Stay Tuners. Welcome back to another episode of Stay Tuned Sports. It's your good friend Jimbo here with our good friend King,
who is literally about to lose his goddamn mind with all these goddamn technical problems. And goddamn it, and I don't care if you were upset by goddams. Goddamn it, tired.
But
Sick and tired.
technology is supposed to make your life easier.
You want to try that again, buddy?
No,
you want to try? You want to give that another go? I just realized the way this is going to be set up on the stream is I'm looking off to the side. I'm looking off the complete other way from the way that you are. I just realized that's going to be kind of. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I could do something here. Let's see. Well, you know what? Listen, there we go. We just talked about all the technological problems you had. We're gonna fuck with it more and just see what happens. Let's see.
And we're gonna finally give the fans proof that we do have issues almost every week with
Well, I mean, we have
stuff.
issues. Don't get us wrong. We've always had issues. All right, let's see. Was that? Nope, that didn't work. Never mind. That's not going to work. Maybe it'll work here. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Will it do the? Hey, did that work?
Nope, you're still looking off to the side.
Really? It said it mirrored. Let me see. It mirrored for me. It moved my camera to the other side, so now I look backwards.
Yeah, no, we're still looking at your left ear.
No, but did the picture flip?
No, nothing changed with the picture.
That's nonsense. There's no way that happened. All right, well, I'll switch it back then. I don't care.
Was that a Zoom thing or was that the computer thingy?
That was a Zoom thing.
Come on, Zoom. Get your shit
the computer
together.
thing didn't do anything. The Zoom. Well, it switched for me. I don't know why it didn't switch for you. So I don't know.
Maybe,
but either way, I guess people are just going to have to look at me the other way, or maybe I'll just flip it for this. Like, I don't know. Like, again, this is the Jets got new uniforms. Love them.
The Browns got semi-new helmets.
Well, no, yeah, they got they took away the satin finish, which I liked it. I liked the satin finish, but they went back to the gloss, and they brought back the white face mask.
Yeah,
and got rid of the brown one, which is fine. I would have preferred the gray. I know there's people out there that like the white over the gray. I personally like gray face mask. I love the Giants with the gray face mask. I love the Eagles with the gray face mask, the throwback with the gray on there. I think teams look good with the gray face masks. I do. Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm freezing.
Uh-oh. Here we go, people.
Uh-oh. Here it is.
And here was the thing that I was worried about was because we got sinkholes opening up all over like my area, and I had a feeling that my house was going to be like Heinz Field from the Dark Knight movie when Bane blew it up and just see it go.
Well, you had that 2 weeks ago. We had the earthquake here in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Which shook the hell out of me and the entire house. We had stuff falling off the shelves. Like, it was legitimate. I thought. Now, see, here's the thing. We're so used to not having like earthquakes or anything.
Yeah.
That I thought it was anything else. Now, in front of our house, there was a sewer truck working on the sewers.
Okay.
And it was doing it all morning. And so now there I am. I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden, I hear everything start shaking and rattling. I'm like, what are they doing down there? Like, are they in the sewer lines? Did they hit a methane pocket? Did they blow something up? Or the sewers? Like, what the hell was going on? And I heard all the stuff falling off the shelves. I was like, what the hell are they doing? I go to the door and I look out and I look at them standing there, and they all seem to be like, they're not really doing anything. They're all fine. They're still just hanging around doing everything like that. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And then I get a message from my wife, and she's like, "Did you feel that?" Now she works all the way in South Jersey.
Okay.
So I was like, "Well, I know it's not the sewer truck because I know that's not rattling the entire state." So that's when I was like, "Oh shit, we had an earthquake here in New Jersey."
Yeah.
And I know some of the people out in the West Coast and other places are gonna be like, "Oh, you had a 4.5. Oh, that's or four. I think it was 4.8. I think we had a 4.8 earthquake." And everybody was like, "Oh, that's nothing. California, we don't even get out of bed for that." Okay, but we don't live in fucking California. All right. First of all, thank God. As bad as Jersey is, at least it's not California. But yeah, like we don't get earthquakes out here. We're on bedrock, man. It's not something that happens.
Yeah.
So for me, experiencing that's like really the first earthquake I know New Jersey's had earthquakes before, but this is the first one I've ever felt or experienced here. Dude, that stuff like for the people who do get like the sixes and sevens in the magnitudes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's scary. It's scary shit. I'll tell you that. You don't know what the fuck's going on. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So it's really it's interesting. I'll say that it's another experience.
And the day that happened, I have like construction going on out in the road in the front of the house, so they're beating and banging too. So I mean, Wilkes-Barre
They were
is
beating it and banging it out there, huh? Just beating and banging. That sounds like me. That's my life. That's my life. Just beating and banging. Beating and banging.
If we ever have a hockey team,
that's got to be a shirt. Now, listen. Now that I got the computer back, now that I can do, my graphics again, I have a shop. I'm going to put a shop up on Printify. Printify is has the ability to do pop-up shops now, kind of like how Teespring was, only better quality.
Yeah.
That's going to have to be one for the Stay Tuned Sports Shop. We're going to have to do.
There you go.
Just what beating and banging.
Beating and banging. Think of like wrestling meets hockey. Wrestling because they're beating each other up, and hockey because they're banging into the boards. That's
not where my thought process was going.
I know, and I'm trying to bring it back into PG.
Oh no! Our merchandise is going to be anything but PG. We'll do the nothing lewd, but I mean it'll be there.
Borderline.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll get some people buying some stuff, which can then help us out and get some stuff, and I can actually get an actual webcam that doesn't look like I'm trying to record through fucking soup and freezes up all the time, and try to get some again. We have the computer here. I had used Voice Meter Banana before. For some reason, it seems like it doesn't like Windows 11, so it just won't install correctly on this computer. So I don't have anything like that. I tried to use something else, and that's been a pain in the ass of trying to figure that out and why that's not working. It's just been a mess. It's been super frustrating. So again, we didn't have a show last week because of it. This one almost didn't happen. Like we're doing this one by the seat of our pants here.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it ends up. But it's been super frustrating to deal with. I wish I knew more what to do. Like I wish I knew better. I wish I was more tech savvy. I wish I had more stuff. I wish I had an actual physical mixing board, kind of like how you do.
Yeah.
Voice Meter did work before though. It worked great for what I needed it for, but man, it just it doesn't want to install correctly on Windows 11. And that's the other thing too. Like Voice Meter Banana is hard anyway. Like it's kind of a bitch. Even when it downloads correctly and installs correctly and everything works correctly, it's still a pain in the ass to figure out.
Yeah.
So then you add on top of it when it just doesn't add shit, like it doesn't install correctly, no matter how many times you uninstall it, reinstall it, re-download it, all the other things, it just doesn't want to work. All right, well, now and there's nothing else out there that really works like it either. So it's kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, again, maybe we'll get some merch going. Maybe you can buy some of our merch. We'll get that out there for you soon. We'll get an address out there, So you guys can go ahead and take a look and see all of our products that we'll have, and help support the show, and maybe we can get some better equipment, at least on my end. Because again, it always seems to be me. You're set up fine. You're great.
Yeah,
you're great. It always seems to be me. I'm the fucking problem.
Well,
as Taylor Swift says, it's me. I'm the problem.
This is a team thing. So I mean, if I have to, I'll start a OnlyFans up for the STS.
Dude. Like I said before, I would 1,000% do an OnlyFans. We should here's the other thing I thought about. Like some people do like the Patreons and stuff.
Yeah.
Stay Tuned Sports should do OnlyFans. Of just like where we do the podcast and we do things like this, like special shows or live shows.
Okay.
Or like broadcasting in sports. No nudity, nothing like that. We're not going to do that. Because then nobody would come over and look at us.
Unless someone offers a nice pretty penny.
That would have to be one gorgeous fucking penny. I'm just going to say that. First
Ted DiBiase always said, every man has a price.
Listen, I will show my penis for the right price. I don't care. Listen, at the end of the day, that's you. I don't know why you would want to see that. I mean, look at me. I'm not, I'm no great. I mean, I don't know, face-wise, I'm good. But, man, this body is, I mean, gritty looks better than I do. I mean, let's just, we'll say that. Boy, it's good to hear the construction happening out in the backyard. We just had the ice cream truck by here. Man, I know what, we're 10 minutes into the show here, and it's been nothing but a bitch fest. But, man,
But you know what? This is how we became friends at the bar. We would talk sports, bitch about each other, bitch about bitches.
Well, we became friends after you almost tried to kick my ass, and then you realized better of it.
When you stood up, more straight than you could stand up now.
As I came into the bar in full Giants regalia, unaware that it was an Eagles bar, apparently.
So let's kick into some sports here.
All right, yeah. Like I said, the Jets, new uniforms, new logo. Well, kind of new. It's going back to, but I mean, it looks good. It looks better than the last uniform they had and last logo they had. I still like the Namath era jerseys better, but they weren't going to go back to those. So these nice, clean, really good looking. Excited for those. Brown's new helmet looks good. We know Denver's getting a new uniform. We got to still see, and Detroit as well. So just that on a uniform and logo front, that's what we're looking at here.
And keeping with uniforms, it doesn't look like the Eagles are going to be able to wear their green down in Brazil.
First of all, Brazilian soccer fans are stupid.
Yeah.
All right. And soccer fans around the world are kind of stupid to begin with things like that. Now, to be honest, see, with me, it's iffy because I'm a Giants fan.
Okay.
Giants colors are red and blue, but also I'm a Devils fan who are red and black. And the Giants' biggest rival and the team I hate most all in any sport ever is the Rangers.
Yeah.
Whose colors are red and blue. Same as the Giants, but I'm still going to wear red and blue. Favorite colors. I love green. I think it's a great color. I use it a lot in design, everything like that. You won't see it a lot around me during football season though, because I hate the Eagles. So, I get the idea of not wanting to wear the colors of your rival. I get that, but the fact that they're saying the Eagles might not be able to wear their home uniforms down there because they're primarily green. It's so are the fucking Packers. First of all, you booked two teams that are green. And apparently, here's the thing. They're holding this Brazilian game, at the Stadium of Corinthians.
Okay.
Which is one of the big soccer clubs down there in Brazil. Now, their rival, who I believe is Palmeiras.
Okay.
Their main color is green. So there's the question of whether or not either of the teams wearing green in this stadium is going to be an issue or not, or should the home team be wearing the color of the soccer team? Listen, if you're going to have Brazilian riots over the fact that the Eagles color is, first of all, not even really green, it's teal. It's midnight teal. It's I get into fights with people about this all the time. Oh, the Eagles are green. They're not fucking green. They're teal. That's why I want them to switch back to the green because they should be green.
I always like saying they're green just to piss you off because I know it pisses you off.
And I actually got into a fight with an Eagle fan and I shut him up too. I felt really good about that because I put the comparison for the colors. And if you look at the Eagles' current color on a red, green, blue setup, it's got more blue than it does in the green. The B is more than the G. And it's just like, I don't want to tell you that it's teal, but it's fucking teal. So, but if that's going to be a fucking problem, like, there's a couple ways to go with this. One, Brazilian fans, chill the fuck out. Just go watch real American football, not your kicky sport. And I like soccer. Don't get me wrong. I'm not
your kicky sport. I like that
one. But on the other end of it, if I'm in the NFL, if I'm like with the NFL offices, let me move my camera here a little bit. If I'm with the NFL offices, how, like, somebody has to do their due diligence. Somebody has to realize, like, that's kind of how these fans are down there. That's kind of how soccer fans are really in most places.
Yeah.
Is, fanatical. Like, that's the thing. Like, let's say you were going to hold a football game at Old Trafford in Manchester. That's where Manchester United plays.
Okay.
And then you send over the Chargers, who have their nice baby blues, and it's similar to a blue that Man City wears, which is Man United's biggest rival.
Okay.
Like, that might cause a problem. People might get upset there and say, like, I don't want to have a team that has that color playing with the Man U. I don't know why that's my English accent, but oh, God, no, he's terrible. Oh, boy. Like, I don't know. I'll work on it. Either way, like, I get it, but you have to have that kind of a little bit of a awareness of, especially if you're going to do something like that, like this. So I think it's a twofold situation for me. I think they're going to be fine. I think the Eagles are going to wear their midnight teals, and it'll be fine. It'll hopefully go off without a hitch. Hopefully nobody gets stabbed. Hopefully nobody gets shot. It is Brazil.
No fire start in the
stereotype. I'm sorry. It's what, it's things like that happen down there. Just saying. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm interested to see how that all gets worked out.
My two things on the subject is this. I mean, NFL. I mean, they probably negotiated something, okay, Brazil, we'll give you the game, you pay us this much, X amount, blah, blah. But they had to have some type of assurance that there would be no issues, from A to Z, jersey type, shoe type, whatever. So for Brazil to come out now and be like, oh, we don't want them playing there if they're going to wear the greens. And then the second thing is, if I'm Philadelphia Eagles, I'm not wearing the teal. Wear the Kelly green. Piss them off. You want to mess with us? And that's the thing too, is we already knew we were playing Green Bay at some point during the season. We already knew the teams that were going to be playing.
Right. Everybody knows the team. Like, as soon as the season's over, everybody knows the teams they're going to play next year.
Yeah. Right? So when they're at the negotiation table, the NFL should have been able to say to Brazil, okay, listen, you're going to get the Green Bay Packers versus the Philadelphia Eagles. You got to know they're green teams, green jerseys. So right then, Brazil should have said something.
That makes me wonder, like, how much communication was happening between the NFL, the Eagles, Corinthians, all of that. How much of that was being discussed? And when did this become an issue or something that was brought up?
Yeah,
that was going to cause all this kind of issue. Like, I'm interested. I'm interested to see how that all works out. But I'm interested to see how the Friday game works. Again, we're heading into a point where football is really starting to take over. We're gonna have football, like we said, on Christmas. We're gonna have football on Black Friday after Thanksgiving, which we also have the Thanksgiving games. We're going to have Now, we have all these Thursday games, which I'm still not a huge fan of, but clearly they're not going away.
Yeah.
And now you have, the opening night on Thursday, and then you're gonna have now this opening night on Friday, which is gonna be an international game, probably somewhere going forward. Like seeing how this works out, like who knows what you're gonna see. Like, are they gonna go back to Japan? They're gonna have the Tokyo Dome games, like they used to do with the preseason and stuff like that.
I think we're on pace to eventually see football 7 days a week, NFL 7 days a week.
It's like it almost feels like it. It feels like we're getting to that point, like where we have, we're gonna have to open up the season. We're gonna have Thursday, Friday, Sunday, and Monday.
Yeah. So why not just do the other 3 days?
So now you're missing only 3 days in that week. Then on the week where it's like Christmas again, you're gonna have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then what? Christmas is Tuesday, I think. Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah, it's a Tuesday this year.
All right. So then you're gonna have what? The 2 games on Christmas, 2 or 3 games on Christmas, and then you go right into a Thursday game, and then you're gonna have like it's gonna go into a Saturday and like you're gonna have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, or I'm sorry, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Like it's gonna be non-ending.
Yeah.
And they're gonna look at that, and they're gonna look at the numbers, and they're gonna see that the NFL always pulls numbers, no matter when they do it. Like that, this is where the next CBA. This is where the players have to go with the negotiating.
Yeah.
And this is where you're going to have to go with them. There's always going to be a little give and take. You're going to say, listen, we know you want this 18th game.
Yeah.
We know you want this 18th game more than anything in the world. Let's look at it this way. Either take away a lot of these extraneous games and only have it be, our Sundays and Mondays. Maybe we'll do special Thursday games. We'll do, we'll do the Thanksgiving or the Christmas ones, whatever. But like, let's cut down on that, and we'll give you the 18th game. Or if you want to do this, where you're going to have football basically every day of the week, that's fine. But then knock it back down to 16 games.
See, I was thinking more of a cut of the revenue.
Well, that's always going to be there. The cut, that part of the negotiations is always going to be there.
Yeah.
But I think this is where you're going to have the players say, like, if you want the 18th game, cut off that shit, or if you want all this football all the days of the week, then cut it back down to 16 games, because we can't keep like you're like players are getting worn down.
Yeah.
Like we can't do it. What I see happening is at the next CBA, I don't know if there's going to be a lockout, a strike, how it's going to work. Hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Hopefully they're able to negotiate it. But I think what you're going to see is maybe you'll see a reduction of these extraneous games. Like, I mean, you know what I mean by like the Friday games,
okay,
or a Tuesday or a Wednesday game, things of that nature. Like you're always going to have your Thanksgiving games. Maybe they'll even cut a little bit down on the international games, because those take a huge toll.
Yeah,
as well. So maybe you'll see that come down a little bit. I think you're going to get the 18th game, and I think you're going to get a second bye week. So what you're going to look at here is, I think you're going to have a reduction in like late season Saturday games, and in some of these other international Friday games, and Christmas on Tuesday or Wednesday games. Like you're going to see that, I think, kind of get scaled back. But you're also going to get now 18 games, 2 bye weeks, a 20-week season.
Yeah.
And then you move with that. That's going to move the Super Bowl to that Sunday before President's Day. Now, President's Day is going to be a federal holiday, where schools get off. And some of, like, not everybody gets off, clearly,
Yeah.
like blue collar, hardworking Americans, they don't get off.
No, we don't.
But you'll have the schools, which is good for kids. Kids can actually stay up there and watch the Super Bowl. Some people will have off, for the federal holiday, so that's good as well.
Yeah.
And then it kind of becomes, President's Day is going to become basically Super Bowl observed,
Yeah.
where people can go out, you can drink, you can party, you can have a good time at the Super Bowl, and then take the next day off.
Yeah.
And I think is going to be That's also going to be a game changer. And I think the NFL is looking at that. I think if I'm the Players Association, I look at that as well. Get what you can, though. Try to get a bigger cut of the
Yes.
revenue. Try and mitigate some of these outlying games, these Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday games, international games, all this stuff. Try to reel some of that back in, and in return for that bigger cut and a reduction of those games, you get the 18th regular season game and a 20-week season with the 2 bye weeks. You get the Super Bowl pushed to President's Day weekend. I think that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
When you look at it from that way, because the NFL can't keep going the way they're going with putting these games at all different times of the week and all different things like that. That needs to be reeled back in.
Yeah.
The players have to kind of put their foot down with that.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at it now compared to say 5-10 years ago, players are retiring at 30, 28 years old now, whereas 5-10 years ago they were playing into their 30s before they
think some
decided
players.
to retire.
I think some players were trying to play longer to try to maximize as much as they could, financially. I think a lot of the players now, they can make a pretty decent dollar in only a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
And with that being the case, retire a little bit earlier than maybe some generations in the past. And listen, if that's not a bad thing. If you can get your bag,
Yeah.
and you invest it right and you do the right things with it, and that's it. You get those couple $1 million. If you're a good player, if you make over $20 million in a 3, 4, 5 year span or whatever it is, and invest it right, you're set. You know what I mean? You build up some interest, you get all that kind of shit. You can live off the interest. Listen, you don't live like an absolute baller. You don't have Lambos and mansions and stuff like that, but you can live very well, very comfortably for a very long, for the rest of your life. You never have to touch the principal. You're living off the interest that you're getting. Why not? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And it also allows you to, stay healthy and enjoy a lot more of your life without having like those, major knee problems, major hip problems, concussion issues, neck problems, shoulder problems, broken bones, all those other issues that come from a longer career.
Yeah.
So it's I get it, and that's a good thing. And if you're the NFL, listen, I think you're okay with it. You're fine as long as you still have a lot of those major stars that stay in it, and they do a good job of that.
Yeah.
Like Mahomes isn't going to go to where the quarterbacks are very well protected, so the quarterbacks end up playing 15, 20 years now.
Yeah.
If they're good enough, like if they're one of the good ones. I mean, Jesus Christ, Brady played 22 years.
Yeah.
Now he might be an outlier, but I think we're going to see a lot more of that, seeing how quarterbacks are protected in the league now.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see Mahomes kind of approach that. I think you're going to see Josh Allen, maybe not as long because he's a little bit more of a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
You're going to see that happen. Same with Lamar, but I think you're going to see Lamar have those kind of games. Kirk Cousins has already been around for what, 13 years, 50? Like Kirk Cousins has been around for a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 12, 13 years, something like that. So Kirk Cousins has been around for a while. I think you're going to see more of that. And when it comes to, I mean, running backs always kind of had a short career.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to see that. Offensive linemen, they can have long careers, but most of the time they don't. And I think you'll see a lot of them kind of maybe get out early, especially if you're good one. Like that's the thing. Jason, I think still could be a Pro Bowl level, an All Pro level center, an offensive lineman, Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, I agree.
Talking about here. But I think, and again, I think if this is 20 years ago, I think he's still playing.
Yeah.
But I think he made money. I think, especially nowadays too, like you look at New Heights podcast, like a lot of these guys have either podcast or other ventures. Like Travis himself. Travis is going to be hosting a game show this summer. What is it? Are you smarter than a celebrity? So he's got that coming in.
Yeah.
Plus, he was always doing the other stuff, outside of that anyway. He had a reality dating show a couple years ago. Like he's got.
I never knew about
a lot
that.
of these guys can get alternative revenue.
Yeah.
So they don't have to stay in the game as long.
Yeah. But talking about your quarterbacks there, Mahomes and stuff, like kind of switching up a little bit here. What was going on with your buddy Daniel Jones there? Did you see the
dude? He is coke focused, and I have no problem with that. We got to hit.
We're
this
talking
season.
about investing. We know what he's investing in.
You got to be You got to be focused. You got to be locked in. And as somebody who might have dabbled, as somebody that might have dabbled in the Colombian Dubby, if you will, that stuff keeps you focused. That stuff keeps you straight line, laser. You're locked in. If you got a task, you're locked in. You get it. Listen, it worked for LT.
True.
LT was one of the greatest linebackers, if not the greatest linebacker in NFL history.
He did kill
multiple
people.
There's a reason why.
Who was more focused, Daniel Jones or Adam Gase?
No, see, here's the difference. Daniel Jones had coke eyes. No doubt. He had laser focused, wide eyed, like, yeah, let's go. I'm focused. Off season. Adam Gase had LSD eyes.
Okay.
He had rolling on Molly eyes. He was all that wasn't coke eyes. He was seeing elves and shit. You know what I mean? Everybody please calm down. Don't put my boy Danny Dimes in the same category as fucking Adam Gase. All right. Let's relax on
I mean, both of them have been stealing money from New York in their careers.
He's not stealing money. Listen, Daniel Jones is a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I put that out there. I say that all the time, and it's true. He is. And again, if you look up the statistics, if you look at the numbers, because numbers don't lie, his stats are comparable to Josh Allen. They are.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean if you want to sit there and say that Josh Allen is ass, I mean, you're free to do that, but I don't think there's too many people out there that are going to do that.
Yeah,
or say that. So again, you're dealing with Daniel Jones with a quarterback that had no offensive line, and last year had an offensive line that was actively trying to murder him. A running game that didn't work, absolutely zero receivers whatsoever. Yeah. And then if you go to the season before that, he just only single-handedly drugged the Giants into the fucking playoffs and actually won a game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Against, what was it, the 13-4 Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
Who, listen, you can sit there and say they were frauds all you want and everything like that, but they still had Justin Jefferson, they had they had Kirk Cousins, like they had a good team. Yes, no, maybe where they weren't a real 13-14, maybe they were more of a 12-5.
Yeah.
Even 11-6. Still better than what the Giants were supposed to be.
Yeah.
And they were playing in Minnesota. And Minnesota had beaten the Giants in Minnesota only a couple of weeks before that in Christmas. It took a long ass field goal to do it.
Yeah.
But they did it. So a lot of these excuses, I mean, whatever.
How did the Giants get eliminated from that playoffs? I forget again.
So do I, because I don't remember watching that after about 7 minutes of the first quarter. That was it. I went to the bedroom and I just started hammering alcohol.
I think you messaged me. I'm out.
Yeah, no, I did not even look. It was kind of similar to the opening game this season against the Cowboys. Where it was, man, that opening drive was so promising, just marching down the field, looking good. Oh, look at that. Oh, Evan Neal with a penalty. Okay, go back. Oh, okay. Drive stalled. Shit. All right, well, let's go for a field goal. Oh, it's blocked. Oh, it's returned. Oh, it's a touchdown for the Cowboys. And that was it. That was it. Game was over. Game was over. That was the kind of the same feeling. That was depressing.
Yeah.
That was really depressing. So we don't talk about that.
Now we got the draft next weekend I guess technically next weekend, even though it starts Thursday, which is asterisk my birthday. Remember that.
Maybe we'll try to do a live for the draft. Everybody else is doing a fucking live. Maybe
I was gonna say I was gonna do a live one, but you could join.
We'll see if we can get the technology figured out.
But yeah, so definitely there's going to be some form of a live show next Thursday for the first round of the draft. Last night, the Flyers and Capitals, a little bit of hockey talk because hockey's awesome. Sorry, Pat.
Hockey is awesome, even though the Devils are not in the playoffs.
And our bitches and got shut out on Saturday by for his retirement game. Okay, I'm good now.
All right, but we beat the shit out of you at the outdoor game that we went to. So
we felt bad for you guys. We just let you guys win. That wasn't our team.
Yeah, you let us win because you guys suck. But you guys aren't in the playoffs either. No, you shouldn't be.
No, we should have had a chance. And let me take a second here to tell the Detroit fans, shut the fuck up about us pulling our goalie with 3 minutes left, because we would never have pulled our goalie if the ref didn't blow the whistle early in the first period. We would have been up 2-1 at that point.
No, I mean that's either here or there, and you don't know how the game would go after that. You don't know how the game goes after that. You don't know who scores, who doesn't, how it changes the game. You can't predict anything like that. But to put a little bow on this for everybody, or just to do a little exposition.
Okay.
The problem is that the supposed controversy, which it's not controversy, but whatever, is that the Flyers, with about 3 minutes left to go in a game that they were tied 1-1 with Washington, pulled their goaltender to try to win the game. Now, the Flyers had to win in regulation against Washington to have a chance to make the playoffs. Yeah. They had to. Now, what had happened, apparently just a minute or so before that event, before the Flyers pulled their goaltender, the Detroit Red Wings had tied up the game. I believe they were playing Montreal.
Yeah.
And that game ended in regulation as a tie, and they were going into overtime. Now, because Detroit had already gotten the point for just making it to overtime,
yeah,
that there immediately eliminated the Flyers. No matter what the Flyers did for the rest of that game, if they won in regulation, they were eliminated.
Okay.
Detroit fans are trying to say that John Tortorella and the Flyers knew that result, still pulled their goaltender, and then had Washington win to knock out Detroit.
Yeah.
My question to that is, why?
That's why I don't understand. Like, if it was
like, there's no big rivalry between Philadelphia and the Red Wings.
Exactly. If it boiled down to Pittsburgh, then yeah, okay, I could see a bitch there. Like, if it was just involving Pittsburgh, I could see that bitch there. But it's Detroit.
And it's even Pittsburgh. Like, everything that the Flyers needed to happen yesterday did not happen.
Yeah.
So, but and then Detroit ended up winning that game in I think a shootout anyway. So they got the second point.
Yeah.
But because Washington won and got their 2 points, that made it all moot for everybody. Detroit was eliminated. Washington locked up that last spot. They're going to play the Rangers in the first round. The Rangers, who are the President Cup trophy winners, which is usually the biggest curse. So they're probably going to get a first round exit. God, please, Ovi. You sweet Putinist bastard. As much as I hate Putin and Russia and everything like that right now, and I know you're probably only saying pro Putin stuff because your family's kind of stuck over there. At least that's how I'm going to rationalize it in my head. Listen, if you beat the Rangers, no, I'm not going to go that far.
Well,
I was going to say like I'll do like some pro Putin shit. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, okay. No,
but I would be extremely happy if Ovi and Washington did that, just to have the Rangers like. And listen, I know my wife's a Rangers fan, and last year she was very during those games. She was just like, I don't even care. I don't even watch it. I don't even care anymore. I don't even, you're watching it. You're getting all bent out of shape about it. I don't even watch it. I don't even care. Because the Devils knocked the Rangers out in the first round, which was glorious. So if it happens again to the Rangers, with all they've done, and man, it would just be great. It would just be great,
especially because of that fucking scumbag Remp. See him get kicked out.
Ranger fans, they were trying to talk shit last week because they said like one of the Islanders players had a dirty hit, or first of all, he didn't. It was a good. There was solid shoulder check.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a dirty hit. I was like, listen, as a Ranger fan, you have zero room to talk about anybody being a dirty player on any other team. None. Not at all. You have Rempe on your team, you're instantly disqualified from complaining about dirty plays or dirty hits. You can go eat the fattest dick. No, absolutely not. So that's the bottom line with that. It's another reason why everybody hates the fucking Rangers. Go eat shit, Ranger fans. But that would be great. The other series again is the Islanders and Hurricanes. They met last year. That was a pretty good series. I think right now the Hurricanes are the betting favorites to win the Stanley Cup, believe it or not. Which I know Ranger fans take as disrespect, but yeah, fuck you. I hate the Rangers so much. I don't know if anybody can really get that or not, but I hate the Rangers. So I'm interested to see how that goes. The Islanders seem to be on a bit of a roll here at the end of the season to even get into the playoffs. So usually when you have something like that, you roll with the hot team.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how that works for the Islanders. In the other division in the Eastern Conference, you have the Bruins and the Leafs. Good rivalry matchup. We'll see if the Leafs choke again. That would be hilarious.
Who are you picking in that game, though?
In that series, I'm picking Boston. I'm picking Boston. I think Boston's just a better team. And the Leafs are the Leafs. You know, again, the Leafs are the Cowboys of the NHL.
Yeah. And that's the thing is I don't like Boston, but I'll probably be picking Boston too.
Until the Leafs do something, you can't pick them to do something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. And, like it's with the Cowboys. Like, you can't pick the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl until they get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of the situation. And people are starting to put that connection now together with having the Maple Leafs be the Cowboys of the NHL, and they are. So I'm going to pick Boston in that one. And then the other series in that division is once again a good battle of Florida. You're going to have the Florida Panthers, who I think might be the best team between them and the Hurricanes. I'm not even putting the Rangers in there, but I think the Panthers might be up there as one of the best teams in the NHL as well. They're going up against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who have the experience. They may not have had the record they wanted. They may not have the amount of points that they wanted, but they're in. That's all that matters. Is that if all you have to do is win and be in. If you get into the dance, you got to be in it to win it. And so to me, I think Tampa Bay is always a danger. I am going to pick Florida in that series, though.
Yeah. With that series, yeah, I think I would pick Florida too, just because Tampa, for some reason, just rubs me the wrong way. Whenever I watch them play the Flyers, it just seems like they're I don't know, maybe cocky or something.
Believe it or not, there is bad blood between the Flyers and Tampa Bay. It goes back all the way to, I want to say, 98, 97, 98. There was a playoff series. Tampa's first playoff series was against the Flyers. And
Yeah.
I remember watching that as a young lad, a young teenager. And there was a lot of bad blood in that series. There was a lot of fights. There was a lot of chippiness. And ever since then, every now and then, it's kind of like the Devils and Hurricanes.
Okay.
You wouldn't think they would be rivals, but the Hurricanes have kind of fucked the Devils on so many occasions, and both teams have been chippy and hated each other for so long. They've met a couple times in the playoffs, and have this kind of. It's such an interesting rivalry because it's not one you would think that would be there, but it is.
Yeah.
Like Devils and Hurricanes do not like each other. Kind of the same with the Flyers and Lightning. Flyers and Lightning. Who would figure that Philadelphia and Tampa Bay would be some kind of rivals? But they don't. They don't like each other.
Yeah.
So I get that. I get for you not liking them.
And then is that it for the?
I'm trying to see what the Western Conference is for right now.
Because I know the Western's not all locked up yet.
I don't think it's locked up as of yet. What is it right now? When was this posted? I'm trying to see what the most current is because I don't want to say something that's wrong. This looks like it's somewhat recent. I can't again. Let me see what is the NHL. This is another good thing about having a computer again is I can just look shit up real quickly.
Yeah.
Let's see here. 10 hours ago. What do we got here? ESPN. Nobody likes ESPN, but let's see. Do you have a bracket? Current playoff matchups as it stands right now in the Western Conference. You would have the Dallas Stars as the number one seed. They would be facing off against the Los Angeles Kings, who would be the second wild card. You'd have the Winnipeg Jets against the Colorado Avalanche. They're in the Central Division. And in the Pacific Division, you would have the Vancouver Canucks as the number one seed there against the Nashville Predators, who are the wild card number one. And then you'd have the Edmonton Oilers versus the Vegas Golden Knights. That's how it shakes out now. I don't know how that will change based on the games that are tonight.
Yeah,
and see how that all shakes out, or who is still available for that. Who plays tonight? At least on the West, Dallas plays St. Louis. I think if St. Louis gets in there, that can change their ability to get in there. Let's see,
which we're recording.
St. Louis is eliminated. Eliminated. YXX Kings eliminated. Oh, is everybody else? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Is it set? I thought the West wasn't set.
That's what I thought because when I was watching Pat before we came on the show, the Pat McAfee show, they said that there was like 4 or 5 teams not set just yet. There were some games that had to be played tonight to finalize the brackets.
All right. Well, let's go and check the official NHL standings.
Unless it's a matter of seeding wise, like the teams that you read off might be in there.
It could be seeding where, you're looking for who's where.
Yeah.
Because Vancouver's done though. They have one more game. Edmonton has 2 more games. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, but that's
okay. Back to back, probably.
That'll change. Ever. So as it stands, like I think, as far as who's in and who's out. That said, I think it's just as far as seeding. Okay. So as far as the seeding goes, that's still what we said it was there. So we'll see what happens at the end of that, and we'll bust into the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Later, maybe we'll do a special thing as soon as the NHL season is officially over, especially there for the Western Conference. But the East is set. The East is locked in for how that is set up.
Do you want to announce when playoffs start? In case people don't know what date the playoffs start?
I believe the playoffs start
because you were really
this Saturday. I seen the Stanley Cup starts this Saturday. 420, baby. You gotta believe, which is kind of a shame that the Flames aren't in it. I think that would, if you had they're in different conferences, but if you did have the Flames and the Leafs, I would have scheduled to have the
Oh
Flames and the
God.
Leafs play on the same day at least anyway. That
Yeah.
would have done. That would have been good.
That would have made
But
money.
yeah, it's a fine day to just sit at home, relax, uh, smoke up, hit one of your carts, hit the bongs if you have them. Maybe if you're into the edibles, go and have a couple of those. Get onto Cloud 69 and just sit and watch some of these great hockey. The Stanley Cup doesn't need any extra help, but it doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. So that'll be interesting. What a time to kick it off. What a time to kick it off. And as always, whenever my Devils aren't in the playoffs, which has been a lot over these last 12 years, my rooting interest is always ABTR, baby.
And what does that stand for?
Anybody but the Rangers, baby. Anybody but the Rags. I will take anybody. I have rooted for Canadian teams rather than have the Rangers win. And you know how I hate Canada. Not a big fan of Canada, but I will root
I'm
again.
not either. But
I will root for them. I've actually rooted for the Montreal Canadiens, who are not only Canada, but they're Frenchified Canada.
And you know
they're
how
Frenchy Canada. So I mean that's even worse.
You know how I feel about the Frenchies. There's only one Frenchie
I know you
like.
hate the Frenchies. You hate those Frenchy lights.
This guy right here is
not
the
a
only
big
one
fan
I like.
of not a big fan of the Frenchy Canada, but yeah. So I'm excited for that. Excited for the draft that's going to be coming up. Excited to see some of these uniforms dropping. We already had the Jets. Excited to see what comes out of Detroit. Some hints have been that it's going to be they want it to be a classic and timeless look. So I'm hoping we're going to see something a little bit more traditional, which is good.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying to see that. The Broncos appear to be going with a solid orange look. They're keeping the cyber horse, which I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah,
but I still want to see what it's gonna be, and when they release that, and yeah. So again, as a uniform nerd, as a logo nerd, exciting times for that. Exciting times for the draft. Maybe the Giants pick up JJ McCarthy. A lot of rumors about that now. Giants maybe picking up JJ, which I'm not adverse to. As much as I like DJ, I like the idea of having JJ just in case. You can have him sit on the bench. You can have him, pull a Jordan Love with him. Let him sit and absorb. You don't have to throw him in right away. Even if DJ doesn't play well, even if it's not great, you can let him sit and absorb the game. I think DJ will have a good year. I think he'll have a bounce back year, especially the Giants did some work on the O line.
I was going to say, as long as they do a good job on the offensive line.
Listen, it can't be any worse than last year. It can't be any worse. And that's the way you have to look at it. And that's the way I'm choosing to look at it, is that it can't be any worse. So as long as that's the case, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'm not saying I don't think the Giants are going to make the playoffs. They're not going to have any grandiose predictions like that. I will say I think we'll be better than we were last year.
Yeah.
Which, believe it or not, last year I think we had 7 wins.
Yeah,
we were 7-10. Like that's considering how that season was.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Well, you figure DeVito ran off 3-4 wins.
I think he had 2 or 3 wins.
Yeah.
And then even when Tyrod came in for the second time after DeVito hurt his ankle, and then they just kind of like, all right, your Linsanity run is done. We ended the season on a high note by beating the ever-loving dog shit out of the Eagles.
We let you win.
Yeah, okay. You let the Buccaneers win in the playoffs too, right?
Yeah, we felt bad for them.
Which, by the way, what a dog shit game that was.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even saying that because the Eagles got fucking trounced. I'm saying it because it was boring.
It really was.
Like, it was just a bad game. And it's just like, and part of me feels bad for Jason because I do like Jason Kelsey. I do like the Kelseys. They're nice.
Yeah.
They're nice. I think they're nice enough people. Salt of the earth, people. You know.
Which by the way, I freaked the fuck out at WrestleMania when Jason. Oh, did I tell you about my
uh,
mom? My mom telling me I need to get a life.
yes, your mom watched
Yeah.
WrestleMania this year. Yeah, how cool was that, dude? I enjoyed WrestleMania. Was hella fun this year.
I'll tell you this to show you how much better wrestling has gotten. My mom, I used to, when I was 9, 10 years old, I used to watch Hulk Hogan with my mom every pay-per-view. And then, as we got
Same
older,
here.
she drifted away from it. She didn't like
The
towards
attitude ever, and I
yeah,
get that. Yeah,
and she went away from it. Last year, obviously Vince was still overlooking stuff. She tried
he
to
was
watch
out
it.
and then came back, and yeah,
Yeah, and she was just like, I just don't like how this is. And this year, Triple H is over, took it over. And Monday morning, she texted me. She goes, "That was probably night 2. She felt was the better of the 2 nights, but overall was one of the better WrestleManias she felt." So someone that went probably 2 decades without watching wrestling is back watching wrestling.
it
Thank you,
was
Trips.
it was fun. Papa H there is doing he's doing the Lord's work,
Yes.
and again wrestling. I love how they've if you watched the Hall of Fame ceremony, if you did watch WrestleMania, if you've seen a lot of the promos, uh, you see them kind of making the effort to distance themselves from sports entertainment,
Yeah.
talking more about professional wrestling. They're kind of making that concerted effort to push the Vince era, especially the last 15 years or so,
Yeah.
out of the way, where it's kind of been stale and not very interesting and boring at times. And you're seeing it different. Like again, Monday Night Raws have been fun and entertaining to watch. SmackDowns now are better and more fun and more interesting to watch. There's more going on, more interesting stuff. It's just better. It's a better product. And AEW trying to they're pulling everything out of their ass trying to compete with it now, and they're coming off looking just sad and sorry.
Yeah.
They tried doing that. Oh, we're gonna show the CM Punk footage that no one wants you to see, and it was like, everybody came away from that with just like, oh, like
Yeah.
what are you doing? And then you got guys on there trying to cut promos on WWE always and coming off just looking petty and stupid and just gross, to the point where you got Tony Schiavone and poor Renee there looking embarrassed to be part of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you
There's
see the attendances. There's like, listen, AEW had a chance to really be an alternative, to be something different when WWE was in a downswing.
yeah.
WWE was not doing particularly well, and I'm gonna be honest, they cocked it. They cocked
Yeah.
it up, and now you've got WWE's doing this. They are on the rise, and AEW is just whiffing and whiffing and whiffing, and poor Tony Khan there is wasting all of Daddy's money. And the Jaguars need that.
Yeah.
Jaguars need that money. And it's just it doesn't look good. It doesn't have a good feel to it. It's they took a lot of old WWE wrestlers. They went down the WCW 2.0 road.
I was gonna say they're screaming WCW right before WWE bought them out.
They're screaming Vince Russo WCW.
Yes. Yep.
And that's not something you ever want to be compared to.
Which, by the way, thank you WCW for letting Paul Heyman go.
What a great Hall of Fame speech. What a great
he opened it up, and like I felt bad for the other inductees, because how do you follow that?
How do you follow? You don't. That's what I mean. And again, congratulations to all the other Hall of Famers there
Yes.
that got in. It was especially moving with the U.S. Express,
Yeah.
with Mike Rotunda there, Bray Wyatt's dad, and that was hard. That was hard to watch at times.
Yeah.
But still touching everything yet. But yeah, no, that was Paul Heyman's night.
Yeah.
That was Paul Heyman's show, and he did it. and he did it very well. And yeah, so I think I agree with that. That it's pro wrestling is back. It seems like it's doing really good right now. WrestleMania was an absolute blast to watch. Where sometimes it's been a slog in these past couple of years, and it's been kind of like WrestleMania 40 was a fun watch. The weekly shows are actually fun to watch again.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm actually, because there was about the last 2 years I haven't watched the weekly shows. I haven't watched Raw.
Yeah.
I haven't watched, even with SmackDown being on broadcast TV, haven't watched it. I haven't. But now I'm starting to catch them more, and I'm starting to try to watch them more. So it's working. What Triple H is doing is working. The talent is doing great, and now we just.
I'm excited because I'm going to the May 10th one here in Wilkes-Barre SmackDown, which is a week after Backlash. So we gotta get some type of backlash from Backlash.
And we need Alexa back.
Yeah,
we need my girl back. This is the time. If you're gonna come back, she's had her kid now. We've seen her post on her Instagram and stuff that she's in the gym, she's working out, she's doing stuff like that. So it's like, all right, let's go.
Does she come back as one of the Wyatt Six?
I don't think I don't think the Wyatt stuff's gonna go anywhere.
You think it's just gonna be Uncle Howdy and that's it?
No, I know somebody's they're seeing all the little vignettes and stuff like that, thinking it could be Uncle Howdy. That could be, or maybe it's gonna be something else differently with Bo Dallas. Maybe Bo Dallas is gonna do something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
But and I don't know if she would want to do it because of how close she worked with Bray.
Yeah.
So that's a question. I don't know, but I do want her to come back.
Yeah.
And I do want to hear, like, I wanted to come back with her music. That horn drop, that but if that comes out, I'm losing my shit. If that comes out, I am losing my shit. So so we'll see. We'll see what happens. So man, I think we got a show there.
Yeah. Yeah, we had some, computer bitchings.
Always.
Some sports
and I'm still going
in.
to until we can get better stuff, which you can help once we get the shop up. You can start buying some merch. Maybe put some cool little banners up there, get some t-shirts and hoodies and tank tops and other things like that. What are we beating and banging? Gonna do some beating and banging.
Banging, yep.
Beating and banging. That's what we do here at Stay Tuned Sports. Just beating and banging.
All right.
But yeah, I think that's good. I think we pulled this one out of our ass.
Somehow, some way we did. So till next week, this is your good friend Jimbo.
It is your boy King.
We're out.